Hi there, you lovely lot, and welcome to episode 3 of Pat's Procrastination, brought to you by patspropaganda.com. Please do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. So here we have today, once again, your co-hosts, Chudders from Manchester and myself, Clazzy Clare. So, episode 3, win against the Jets. How's it going, Chudders?
Well, obviously we're ecstatic now. We've got to win. There's absolutely nothing bad to say about this because we've won, so we can probably wrap the show up there. Unless you've got anything else that you want to add.
Well, I know you want, and I know what you want me to do, because we have had plenty of off-air discussion about this, because I was very upset on Sunday night, and it had absolutely nothing to do with the kind of dogfight that they ended up with, and the only, the 5-point lead that caused the win, that sort of thing. It was the officiating. I was very cross at the lack of quality officiating, the disrespect of my quarterback. Dude, I will die on this hill for my quarterback. I really will, because I am a Pats fan, and whoever is my quarterback is my quarterback. And I was not happy with all the bleep going on about Mac. I was not happy at how he was treated on the field, and the officials did nothing. And now there's all this BS coming out about that he tapped Sauce Gardner in the nads, and this is the thing now, and Mac Jones is dirty, and it's like, seriously? Grown-ass men here, what is going on? So yeah, I know that's why you wanted me to talk first, because I was livid on Sunday. And actually, I'm still harbouring some of that rage that I've just pushed down until today.
You seem a lot calmer than I thought. Well, certainly than I think you were on Sunday when you.
I am. I was waiting for yeah, let's do the show. There was about 10 minutes left of the Jets game, and I was like, of the game, obviously, and I was like, that's it. Can we do the show now? It's dark or everything. I don't care. I was so fired up on Sunday that the show that we would have had, it probably would have just been gibberish, because I was just so angry. So angry. I mean, the major pass interference. Like, I'm so angry, I can't even get my words out now. The pass interference by Carter on Pop Douglas, he even hit him in the face. And then there was oh my God, they so should have been ejected for how they treated Mac. They pushed him and everything, and the officials did nothing. It was ridiculous. They did nothing. They all ganged up on him. There was 3 guys on him. It was Mosley, Gardner. I've got to check, that's why. Mosley, Gardner, and Whitehead of the Jets, and it was just BS. I've even written in my notes. See, look, you're getting me rolled up now. I've written in my notes.
Apologies to any cats that are affected by the high-pitched noises coming from Clazzy Clare today.
I know, I'm so sorry. I apologise. I'll try and bring it down a little bit. I know when I get excitable, I get high-pitched, as you probably all know. My notes are really, there's things written that I can't even say on air, because we're trying to keep this as clean as possible. It just, I actually put that 357 and 1, is that right? Yeah, 357 and 1 should be ejected. Words that I can't say on air. Utter more bleeps. And then 4th and 1. I was not a happy bunny. Oh, and then the officials finally managed to put their spectacles on and call a hold on Matthew Judon. Oh, it's only game 3. Let's finally call one, at the end of the 4th quarter, when it barely means anything. Angry much. Your turn.
Well, I think ejected is far too harsh. Like you said, this is men's sport. I don't mind a bit of shoving and emotional backlash, even if it was the opposition rather than us. It
might have broken my tight end. I'm so sorry for talking over you there. But I was even more angry because at this point, was it that point? Yes, by then, Hunter had gone off with an injury. And I think I actually posted that if New Jersey better watch out if they've broken my tight end. I was just ready to spontaneously combust. Sorry, please go on.
So I was going to say, I agree with you in as much as I think there was some poor officiating, but I almost go into every game every week expecting that. You never get a game where everything's gone perfectly smoothly for either team, both teams. I don't think the officiating was great. I don't think that's the reason you nearly lost to the New York Jets.
No, I never said that. That is a big point of this. Is I am not saying that the outcome of this game was due to officiating at all. Nowhere, not even a little bit. All I'm saying is that I was just so angry watching this game with such poor officiating, with what they let happen to Mac and stuff. That's just, don't get me started again, because it'll just build back up. I'm not in any way, shape or form sitting here saying, oh, the Pats only won by 5 because of bad officiating. No, that didn't really do anything for the game, I don't believe. I just think that the injustice of it was ridiculous.
And that's where I can separate, because next week there'll be a different crew of officials on the game. And so worrying about what's happened this week is not worth my time. But what I am more worried about is the performance of my Patriots, who will be back.
I'm taking up too much of your time moaning about
the
not
yours. No, it's your own. It's your own time, not my time. It's your own time that I feel like you're wasting by worrying about the officials that are calling the game.
See, I'm not.
No, you're not worrying. You're just entering a rage room.
Yes, I'm just angry at how it was.
So let's talk about what we did see then. What did you like on offense? Does it begin with a T and end in an E?
Tight ends, 3 tight ends, 3. So 85,
I'm calling you out on this because I raised this as a point last week of were you not excited by 3 tight end sets, and you just came out and blew it off, went, no, not really. So what's changed in a week that you're now
I'm
all
a woman,
over?
That's my prerogative.
So you've now got 2 tight ends who are touchdown threats in this team, which is brilliant to see. The third tight end now on the depth chart possibly should be inactive. I don't think he's really going to score any tight ends, any touchdowns at any stage. I don't know why anyone would ever back him to do that. In all honesty, I'm half joking there to mock Claire for the bet that she has with me that is looking less likely with every single game. But also, I think it's genuinely fair.
Let's make you a sandwich now.
He's not lived up to expectations. I think he came in exceedingly high. We didn't think this was Gronk 2.0, but I think it'd be fair to say that Gesicki probably hasn't performed or hasn't had the options that we thought he was going to bring in this season. No?
I think it's unfair to say he hasn't performed. I just don't think he's been utilised. I think it's the other way around and the one point I'd like to make is that he's been doing quite well as a blocker, which people give him shade for, and I think that's really wrong, because I've got many notes now of Gesicki blocking and it having a very positive impact. So, no, I call BS on your Gesicki shade that you're throwing. I think that he hasn't been utilised enough, and I think he will be more so. So, although my sandwich bet is looking probably as iffy as an egg salad from a garage right now, like 2 days old, I benching him. You do realise that our friendship would be on the line if with these kind of comments. You do realise how much I love Gesicki, don't you?
I do, which is why I brought.
Did you not see how fluid he was though? His legs, his movement, his direction change. He's a weapon that just needs to be utilised more.
Wish it brought productivity.
Anyway, the tight ends, I just like to point out, were productive in over half of the pass receiving yards combined, or they produced, should I say, apologies, wrong words. They were 106 of 201. So they're using the tight ends. They just need to use them more.
No, I agree. I think Hunter Henry, although he did get a knock, does look to be one of the go-tos for Matt Jones. The other slight almost asterisk with that stat, and I don't really like doing this, but 58, I think, of those 106 yards came on one play.
Yeah, no, I was just making a point that they were half of the receiving yards, as in the tight ends are responsible for half of the pass receptions.
The other not so asterisks on the stat because it's perfectly valid, but the other part of that stat that I don't like is that 106 yards is half your passing yards this week. That's not very
okay. Things aren't
yards.
perfect. They won 15-10. What are you looking for right now?
A threatening offense. I'm not even going to just say passing attack. A threatening offense. I think the run game looks slightly better. Ezekiel Elliott looked better than Stevenson, which is a surprise.
Yeah.
Good thing. I also anticipate, looking forward, that Elliott's going to have a key role next week, I'm expecting, against the Cowboys, where he's going to be very much fired up to perform. But likewise, I think the Cowboys will be very keen to exploit him as much as they can and try and stop him at turn.
They're going to beat the Cowboys.
Whether or not they succeed is a different matter. We'll get to our predictions later.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute.
But I'd like to see a cohesive offense, and I'm sadly yet to see that. Now, it's fair to say we faced 3 tough defenses. I think that's a fair argument to make. I'd still worry that we haven't seen it, and I'm not highly anticipating we're going to see it next week against the Cowboys either, but I hope this offense can grow to be better than it has shown so far. Go on.
It's a grower, not a shower. I said this on the playbook when I spoke to John. It's a grower, not a shower.
Quite possibly, but we're still waiting for it to grow, I think.
It's because you just
Juju, right? I want to be positive. I want to come out and be thrilled at an offensive performance.
But nothing's going to thrill you. You're one of those Patriots fans. Sorry, you're not going to shut up. So I'm going to have to talk over you a little bit because this is going to happen all the time now. I can see it. You're not going to be blown away until they do a 70-20 like the Finns did to the Broncos. You expect too much, Mr. 20 years of the dynasty. How about like celebrating the small things as a Patriots fan as well? Now, I'm not saying be completely blinkered and be like, oh, everything's fine. No, just how about we sort of look at some of the small positives, even if they're small, rather than let's just be really like, until they blow me away, I'm not going to be happy situation.
No, I was pleased. There was no turnovers, and I thought Matt looked much better in the pocket today. That's the positives I can give you.
The interior O-line wasn't as great.
Interior O-line wasn't as great. The fears I have is that Gesicki hasn't performed as highly as we would have liked. Juju looks
you just wait.
Awful. And it doesn't help. I really wish I was saying this, but it doesn't help that Myers is looking very good for Vegas. In that
Stop being looking what toys everybody else has got and just focus on what we've got. I mean, Zeke.
Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm saying that Gesicki is not.
You're not.
Juju's not performing.
Yeah, you just.
I'm also taking. This is. I think you're misunderstanding the direction of my shots here. The shots here at the coach. Because the other thing I would say is I didn't think that Pop Douglas looked as good this week. And I think his confidence was knocked after his effective benching last week. I think that further displays what a poor decision that was last week. I know that Bill's done that many times, bench players, particularly rookies, when they've turned the ball over. And he did it again last week. But I think he needs to learn that there's a different way to do things now in the NFL, and different players are going to react in different ways. Some need a stick, some need a carrot. And I think that affected Douglas last week, and it's affected him this week.
Do you not think he should just put on his big boy pants and get over it? He's playing for the NFL. He's playing in a multi-billion-dollar industry. And so he sits down because he's kind of doesn't perform, as you like to say. So oh no, his feelings are hurt. I'm sorry, I'm not in on that. I get
it's
that
not so much about hurt feelings.
Hang on, let me finish.
It's because your head coach is not showing confidence in you. That's what it's about.
See, you take it as that, and you took it as that last season. We basically had this argument last season about Bill not saying nice things about Mac Jones, and you were all people.
And what season did Mac Jones have?
Because of Matt Patricia, come on. Not because Bill didn't say nice things about him on TV, really. Okay, I'm of the mindset of, he shouldn't have been benched because he was needed. I am not disputing that. I am not on the side of he shouldn't have been benched. I am on the side of you saying it affected him in not a good way, as in it knocked his confidence. Surely you should have the mentality of, I did bad, I got benched, I'm gonna do better. You need the fire, you need the fight. And if you're gonna be all, oh, boo-hoo, then come on, you're not gonna, like I said, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry and there's always somebody there ready to take your job. So you have to fight for your position. That's my mindset of that. I don't know for that one, but yeah, he kind of he was needed in the game more so. So that bit I'm not disagreeing on. For anybody that obviously else was really annoyed about that, I'm not disagreeing on that bit. Can we move on? Because this is very volatile and I'm not liking this now. I'm getting very annoyed. I don't think this is going to be a very good show today. Everybody's going to be like, oh, she just ranted and raved for like half an hour. I switched off after 2 minutes.
So the other, to go back to your point about what am I looking to see, and I said a cohesive offense, and I think in some ways the run game looked better, but it's still not looking amazing, and I certainly don't. There's some positives about the passing game, but it's still not there. It's still not efficient. What I would say, go on.
You're saying about passing game. I made a note of this, so I just wanted to say max release time was an average of 2.6 seconds.
Yeah, I think it was, and I don't know the stats, positive. But I think that's slower than last week because I think he took a bit more time in the pocket because I think he looked a bit better in the pocket than he did the week before, where it was a lot of immediate passes sideways in the hope that the yak would get you the yards rather than anything downfield. There's still the fear, and one of the stats that you might not like is he had 5 attempted passes of air yards, 20 yards or more, and he didn't complete one of them. So he can't.
But is that on him or is that on the receiver?
Who are you going to blame? It's not all on the receiver, I'm afraid.
Depends. If it's the same receiver every time and he's not fast enough, then it is. Okay. It's going to be 30 minutes of an argument.
The other fear I've got is you scored a touchdown. It was a good touchdown. It was a brilliant run from Brown. And really? it was a well-worked. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. I thought he was not going to have the pace to go the whole length.
See,
as a blocking tight end. So I thought he did very well. It's a compliment to him. I also think the scheme worked very well. They noticed the exploit with Williams going off the field. They knew this was their shot. This was their chance. They got the matchup they wanted. They got the coverage because the safety went to the left rather than the right. They got the mismatch. They got the exploited a lack of coverage, and they got the touchdown. It was good to see done, but you only got a touchdown on a blown coverage. You didn't get it. You got from slicing your way all the way down the field. Go on.
No, I was just going to say about when I said really, it was just his smoothness as a route runner I thought was slightly questionable. Because as soon as I saw him run, I knew it wasn't Hunter. I knew it was him because he wasn't that smooth. A little, not excessively, because obviously he was quick. I mean, he's 6'5", so you know, as I put out there on as I put in my article that went out yesterday, folks, don't forget to check that out, patspropaganda.com. My spotlight on Farrell Brown. Thank you very much. Little plug there. Yeah, it was just the smoothness of his run. Now that matters nothing. I'm not saying that matters at all. I was just questioning, but you didn't mean it as a literal, whereas I took it as a literal of how he was running. Because it's like Gronk, when Gronk ran in the later part of his career, he ran like a baby deer. He was fast enough, but he ran like a baby deer. And I think that's just something that, yeah, I was questioning that, but you weren't talking about that, so that's irrelevant. So I'll just shut up and we'll just move on, and we'll just let you talk for the last 10 minutes.
So before we get to the defense, I guess the one other question I was going to have for you is, what is the talking points on a Pats level, but on a national level, that you think people are coming away with of that whole game, not just from a Pats perspective, from a whole game? And if you want me to be rhetorical, I can. It's up to you. No, go on.
No, go on. No, please continue.
Well, I think the talking points were, gosh, Zach is bad. He had one good drive, but Zach is bad. Another talking point is bad refs.
Yeah.
Which was your key point. Another point is a Hail Mary that was only inches away from winning the game for the Jets. And there was the Patriots have won 15 straight against the Jets. Those, from what I've seen, have been the main talking points. Correct me if I'm wrong, if there's anything you think I've missed from that list.
Well, I'm confused now why you've asked me the question, because you've basically put out the list. The other thing is,
that none of those are positive about the Pats. Winning 15 straight against the Jets is brilliant, but that's not because you put in a stellar performance against them this week. That's showing longevity, and we know why the longevity is there.
Okay, so I'll give you some positives for the stellar performances then. The other thing that you did miss out on is you already touched on it, but the what of Juju situation. There's the Brown got paid, so he played. There's always that one, which isn't necessarily a good one, but he did play well, so I'm very relieved. The defense is the talking point, but the thing is, do you not realize? Sorry, what did you say?
I think there's a correlation between Brown playing well and switched on and being paid.
If that's all it took, I wish they'd have hurried up and did it, but anyway, it's done now. The thing that people aren't talking about is the good stuff, because they only ever talk about the negative stuff. You know, the media. I mean, come on, everybody moans about it. That all they're going to do is slate the Patriots and slate Zach Wilson because he's an easy target and things like this. And unfortunately, he makes himself an easy target. They aren't sitting there. The one thing that is being talked about, from what I understand, what I've heard, I mean, I don't listen to every single media thing every single day, is the Christian Gonzalez is a bit of a gem, and the Pats did really well. I mean, he was great on Garrett mostly, which is a key thing. So it's unfortunate that we didn't have the Dolphins game a little bit further down, maybe, because I think he's just building. Just for the simple, let me finish him out. Just the simple fact of it would seem that each game that he plays, because bearing in mind he's a rookie that's been straight in against the Eagles, each game that he's played, he's got a little bit better. And I don't believe that it's because he's been against weaker offenses necessarily. I just think his situation, his experience he's building, and each little step that he takes, each game that he undertakes helps increase that and build that on.
Why would, if we'd had the Miami game lower down, how would that have affected? Because I thought he had a good week last week. He might have had a better for 40 yards or something.
Well,
but he wasn't the reason that he didn't win last week.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I was just kind of thinking he'd be even better because they're such a good offense. He's kind of, that's all I was going. I'm not saying he needed to be better. I'm just saying maybe he would have been better, I suppose, was my point there. But I mean, the defense is definitely a key point. Peppers and Duggar and Jennings were balling. Oh, the physicality of that bit of the game gave me tingles, I swear. I know that I'm an offense girl and I love my tight endage, but I'm telling you, Peppers and Duggar just, oh, it was so cool. I just loved it.
Welcome to the dark side, Claire.
I know, I love it. I just love football anyway.
No, I think the defense is the best part of this team. I think they're playing very strongly on all levels, and which is surprising almost to me. The linebacking level, I think, has been good this year. The defensive backs, I think, have been very, very good, as particularly the scheme, and it compliments to Steve Belichick of how I think the defensive scheme has worked well. They brought pressure at the right times. They've dropped back and provided the right coverage at the right times. I think the defense has played very well this year. I would say that's the positive. What I would like to see is more positive on the other side of the ball. And that's
well, we're not a shower.
Confidence. I hope so. I really do. But
the other thing that I would love to talk about, if we've got a couple of minutes to divulge away from the Patriots.
You've got as many minutes as you'd like.
We really don't, because people have only got so many minutes in the day to deal with listening to us. But the thing of, have you been kind of, I'm sure you have, because you do fantasy football anyway. So, but the weirdness of this season so far, with the Cowboys spanking the Giants, who beat the Cardinals, and then the Cardinals beat the Cowboys. It's just like crazy. The Finns 70. I'm guessing it's not a burger if it's a 70. What's a 70? Is there a thing? I don't know. Okay.
Burgers. It's usually 50 burgers, 60 burgers.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever a 70 burger is against the Broncos. And the Patriots were so close in their loss against the Finns. That's amazing. Well, I take that as really cool. The Colts beating the Ravens, the Texans trash the Jags even. It's like what is going on? And then the Patriots and so to me, it now feels like frick, anything is possible. So yeah, I'm reckoning I know we'll talk about this in a minute towards the end of the show, but this Dallas game on Sunday at 4:25 East Coast and 9:25 UK time, I have got that in there. I reckon that the Patriots are going to beat the Cowboys.
Are we moving on to that now? Predictions?
Not necessarily, but I just wanted to make a point and also get in the whole which is the next game, because I get in trouble for not doing that. So I don't want to get in trouble for a third week in a row. There's only so much discipline you can take, in all fairness. So we can move on to predictions. Have you got a sneaky good? I already talked about tight endage earlier, and I've already gotten really way overexcited about this game as it is, and people have listened to me shout and go very high pitched and go very quick. So we should really move on from anything that I enjoy, quite frankly. Do you have a sneaky good guy? And if it's Gonzalez, then it doesn't count because he wasn't sneaky good. He was just really good.
No, my underrated player of the day this week, sponsored by miraclejobs.com for all your recruitment needs. If you're looking for a job, they can help you, just like they helped Ryan find a role with the Philadelphia Stars in the USFL. So my player this week is Kyle Duggar. Had a good pass breakup. You did mention him earlier. QB pressure, tackle for loss, kick return. He was a bit of a tool on defense and special teams. And it was interesting.
Talking about a bit of a tool, throwing shade on Ryan Izzo. Using that to throw shade on Ryan Izzo. Yeah, talk about a bit of a tool. Sorry, please continue.
He is a tool. And it was interesting to note the Patriots used 4 different kick returners, whether that's punt or kickoff in the game. So yeah, no, I thought Duggar had a very good game, very solid game. And we've mentioned there's quite a few on defense: Gonzo, Bryant, Peppers, Bentley as well. I think they all played. Jude on 2 sacks. Yeah. Defense played very well. So underrated player of the day, I'm going to give it to Duggar this week. You what now? And you can take the mickey out of me for this, but what you will notice is that's 3 weeks in a row, 2.5 of which you've lost, because we won at the weekend, but that was far closer than it really should have been. All 3 weeks it's been defensive players that have won my underrated player of the day, and I know that that's the most important thing on their, on their list of achievements for the week. That's telling.
No, it's because you're it's because you're defensively minded as well.
But the defense is the best part.
Yeah, but if you were more of an offensive persuasion, right, I reckon at least one of the 3 would have been.
Should we make this organic then? And I'll award defensive underrated player of the day, and you can award an offensive player of the game.
No, I like the tight endage and just your underrated player of the day.
Just tight end every week. Just who's your tight end of the week, maybe.
This is it. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So did Hunter or did Brown win your tight end of the week last week?
I guess Brown has to, because he scored a touchdown. Really. But Hunter did perform well. I think Gesicki performed well as well, but he performed well blocking and stuff. So you're not going to win if you really are. I mean, come on. This Ryan Izzo thing has gone on for a very long time.
Oh, no. So, I want to see, where's that sentence going? You're not going to win if, go on, if your tight ends are your most important players. Is that what you're about to say?
No, of course not. Seriously, don't put words in my mouth. That's terrible. No, I said you're not going to win against me if you're like kind of trying to get me to say bad things about the tight ends, because I won't. If they perform poorly, then yes, I will. I still am realistic. I'm just hyper when it comes to tight endage as well.
So, as you say, you are realistic. So,
ish.
Patriots wins, still confident on 11?
Confident, no. Sticking with it, yes.
Gesicki being the top offensive weapon for this team. You still confident on that one?
No, it's not looking very likely, is it? Considering we're the third weekend and he's got zip. So I think I might as well make you that sandwich now.
Okay. And the Bills winning, you just managing to beat a Jets team that doesn't even have a quarterback, and the Finns blowing out Denver. You're still confident we're finishing second in this division? Oh.
Confident. Still on the fence on that one. I'm not ready to give up yet. Stop trying to. Does it matter? Does it matter?
And this is interesting, and I'd be interested to read any comments about
on
this.
Paper, so
I'd be interested to read comments about this, because one of the narratives is, and I think it's fair to say, Claire is in the homer category, as people would say, in terms of positivity support for the team. And she is also very keen to point out that I'm very negative, which may very well be true. I like to think that it's more realistic, as my bets and predictions seem to be pointing out. But I'm interested to see if other people concur with those sentiments or not.
Oh, yes, most people will probably side with you, but that's fine. I don't care. You do your Pats fan your way. I will do my Pats fan my way. And my way is the Homer way. I love it. I love my quarterback. I love my tight ends. I love my defense. It's all amazing.
Excellent. So moving on then. Away versus the Cowboys. You predicted it last week that the Patriots are going to win. You've already said you're doubling down on that. How strong a victory do you see this being?
Pats 22, Cowboys 10.
Wow. A 12-point blowout win.
Yeah.
Wow. I'd love that. I hope that's true. I'll tell you what, if the Patriots win by 12 points, I promise you that,
with my sandwich?
No, I promise you the underrated player of the day will be someone on offense. I suppose, unless Gonzo scored 3 pick-6 touchdowns or something. But
the defense scored most of the touchdowns.
To be fair, if the defense have just held the Cowboys to 12 points, that's pretty good. But now, wow, I'm excited, and I hope your prediction comes true. Sadly, I think we're about to meet a Cowboys team who are going to be very fired up after a disappointing loss to the Cardinals. A Cowboys team that has a bit more talent than you on offense, although they do have quite a few injuries.
And a broken O-line. Yeah, they have a broken O-line.
They do have a broken O-line,
and I think we have injured O-line.
We have a strong.
Negative. I'm trying to find the positive. They have an injured O-line, and you said they have an injured O-line, but Mr. Butt, that is now what you're going to be called. Welcome to Past Procrastination with Clazzy Clare and Mr. Butt.
So I'm now going to draw back to some things you said in the preseason.
Uh-oh.
Where your thoughts were that the Patriots would be better in the division because something could happen to Josh Allen. And
I didn't say that.
Because you didn't think Tua Tagovailoa would be able to remain on the field, and that you thought it wasn't going to work out for the Jets with Rodgers, which, to be fair, that one has come true.
I got 1 out of 3. I didn't say about injured. I would not say about injured.
Your positives are that the Cowboys are knocked up and injured.
No, see,
my fear is, and I don't think you're wrong, is that the Patriots rely on inabilities of others more than their own abilities.
You always twist what I say. So what are you saying? What's your prediction then? Because we have gone way over, and everybody's going to be.
I'm going to predict. I think it's going to be a close game.
Mm-hmm.
I think around 20 points a team is where we're going. I think it'll only be a field goal in it, one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Bill will dial up a good scheme to match with the Cowboys. It's, do you have the horses to be able to execute yourselves? And that's where I fear that, although Cowboys are now missing Diggs, they still have a good defense.
So are they winning by a field goal or losing by a field goal?
You see, I want to say win because I don't want to predict Another loss.
People only have so many minutes to listen to us, Chudders. Come on.
Right, I'm going to go loss then. I'm going to feel loss.
Wow.
I hope I'm wrong. I really, really hope
Yeah.
I'm right. And I do think it's going to be close. I do think the Pats have a chance of winning.
Well,
but if I'm being honest in my heart, I think the Cowboys are going to be just a little bit too good in the end.
If record serves us, you're wrong quite plenty. So we'll all be fine.
I'm not sure the record to do to point to that, as we've just discussed, sadly.
But on that bombshell, folks, we're going to end because we've run over time and we probably shouldn't. So don't forget to go over to patspropaganda.com to check out my article, The Spotlight on the tight end that did score the touchdown in the New Jersey game, Farrah Brown. Also, please ensure you're going to the Pats Propaganda prop shop for your tight endage, I like tight ends and I cannot lie t-shirts and other apparel that is there available. So please make sure you are going there. And also, while we're asking you to do things, do not forget to subscribe to the Pats Propaganda YouTube channel so you do not miss an episode of whatever this is. So from
That's procrastination.
He has been Chudders. I have been Clazzy Clare. Thank you for watching. We appreciate all the support. Please do not forget to tune in next time. And as always, go Pats.
Left G.